So now coming to the muscles of anterior abdominal wall. As you already know, the anterior abdominal wall has 5 muscles on each side. 3 flat muscles on the anterior lateral side of abdominal wall and 2 vertical muscles. In vertical muscles we have one rectus abdominis muscle, larger one, and we have very small pyramidalis, which is absent in 20% of people. So we have 5 muscles, 2 vertical and 3 flat muscles. So 3 flat muscles have 3 layers: superficial, middle and deep. The outermost layer or the outermost muscle is called external oblique muscles, middle one is called internal oblique, and the deeper one is called transversus abdominis muscle. So the lateral part or the posterior lateral aspect of these flat muscles is belly portion, or it is a muscular part, but the anteromedial part of these muscles is aponeurotic. So lateral part is belly part, and the we can say anteromedial part is aponeurotic part, and the aponeurosis of all 3 muscles will enclose the rectus abdominis muscles and will form rectus sheath. We will discuss rectus sheath in later. So first of all we will discuss flat muscles. So we have 3 flat muscles: external oblique, internal oblique and transversus abdominis. So now coming to the origin of this muscle. See here, this outermost muscle on this side, as you can see the fibers. These fibers are of external oblique muscles. External oblique muscle takes origin from the lower 8 ribs and also from this is iliac crest, anterior 2/3 of outer lip of iliac crest, and it will now end in a broad aponeurosis which will insert in the linea alba. Linea alba is the midline raphe which is formed by the aponeurosis of, or we can say interlacing fibers of aponeurosis of all 3 flat muscles fusing in the midline. So this external oblique muscle will insert on the linea alba through aponeurosis, which extends from xiphoid process to pubic symphysis. So this muscle, as you can say, direction of fibers. The fiber of this muscle is directed downwards and medially, downward, forward and medially, as your hand in your pocket. So these are the direction of fibers of external oblique muscles. Outermost layer of anterolateral muscles of anterior abdominal wall origins from lower 8 ribs, outer lip of iliac crest, and it will insert through a broad aponeurosis which is covering the rectus abdominis, forming the anterior wall of rectus sheath, and will insert on the linea alba. So the lower free margin of this muscle, this is external oblique muscle, will turn out itself or rolled on itself and will form inguinal ligament. This is inguinal ligament. This inguinal ligament extends between anterior spherical spine and pubic tubercle. So inguinal ligament is the lower free margin of aponeurosis of external oblique muscles which rolled on itself and will form and become thicker. This is inguinal ligament. As you can see in the medial part of this inguinal ligament, we have a triangular opening. Near the medial part of inguinal ligament, there is a triangular opening just superior to this. This opening is called superficial inguinal ring. This opening is called superficial inguinal ring. Clear? So this is the external oblique muscle, aponeurosis of external oblique muscle, and the direction of fibers. Now coming to the internal oblique muscle, as we give incisions in the line of linea semilunaris. Linea semilunaris. If you reflect the muscle from here, the deeper muscle you can see here, this muscle is internal oblique muscles. Now the direction of fibers of internal oblique muscle is opposite to the direction of, or at right angle to the direction of external oblique muscle fibers. These are directed upward, forward and medially. As you can see here, upward, forward and medially. This is internal oblique muscles. It takes origin from the lateral 2/3 of inguinal ligament, again anterior 2/3 of iliac crest intermediate region, and also posteriorly from the thoracolumbar fascia, and it will again end in a broad aponeurosis which will insert on the linea alba and the lower, also on the inferior border of lower 3 or 4 ribs. This is the origin and insertion of internal oblique muscle. So this was internal oblique muscle. After reflecting this muscle, pause. So as we discussed external oblique, this was external oblique. After reflecting this, and this muscle was internal oblique, and after reflecting the fibers of internal oblique, the deepest muscle here is transversus abdominis. As you can see, the fibers of direction of fiber of transversus abdominis muscle are horizontal in direction. These are running transversely or horizontally. Here, this muscle takes origin from the lateral 1/3 of inguinal ligament, inner lip of iliac crest, anterior 2/3 part, and also from the thoracolumbar fascia, and it also ends in a broad aponeurosis which is forming the posterior boundary of posterior as well as anterior boundary lower part of rectus sheath. Then will insert on the linea alba. Also it will also insert on the lower 3 to 4 ribs in their internal surface, or inner surface. So these were the origin and insertion of transversal abdominis. Now here you can see between these two muscles, internal oblique as well as transverse abdominis muscles, between these two muscles there run neurovascular bundle. As you can see, here is one nerve running between these two muscles. Neurovascular bundle you will find between these two muscles, as in case of the muscles of or the intercostal muscles. Neurovascular bundle is present between the internal and transverse muscles. So internal oblique and transverse abdominis, neurovascular bundle is present between these two muscles. Here you can see one of the nerve. So in abdomen you will find lower 7 intercostal nerves and lumbar first nerve. So this was the transverse abdominal muscle, internal oblique, external oblique. This is all about the anterolateral muscles or the flat muscles of anterior abdominal wall.